Comedy bang bang, 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 comedy bang bang.
You've heard of Asimov's 3 laws of robotics, but I bet you never heard his 4th law, which was mostly just how to clean their robotic sex holes. Welcome to Comedy Bang Bang. Bernard Shaky, another catchphrase superstar, thank you so much. And I picked that because of Asimov.
Right.
And welcome to Comedy Bang Bang for the 3rd of our best ofs, 3rd of 4. And if you were listening to, by the way, I'm Scott Aukerman, your host. And if you were listening,
by the way,
very important to say, if you were listening to our previous installment, speaking of Asimov, we sang our wonderful Christmas hit, which took over the nation, called Please Don't Joke About iRobot This Christmas.
That's right.
I hope that you sang it with your family around the hearth.
And listen, it's not just for Christmas celebrators.
Nope.
It can also be Hanukkah.
Because it's talking, yeah, well, that's true. But also it's not just for Christmas Day, because it's saying this Christmas don't do that, which can be any time of year from December 26th on.
That's right.
A year-round classic.
It can go from December 26th to December 25th.
But no one sing it
Then
on
start
December
again.
25th.
Do not sing it on December 25th.
Because it's Christmas already, you doy-doys.
I'm the Scat Man. Remember that guy?
No, who's that?
This guy called himself the Scat Man, and he had a song.
And it's not Scatman Crothers?
It's not Scatman
How
Crothers.
dare he?
Scatman Crothers was just a Scat Man.
He wasn't
he
the Scatman.
made the mistake of not calling himself
He's one
the
of
Scat Man.
several Scatmen.
Yeah, the Scat Man was a guy who had this weird novelty hit where he scatted like crazy.
Okay.
And the backstory...
And that wasn't sustainable for a long music career?
Well, the backstory on that guy was that he was a lifelong stutterer and worked to cure himself of his stutter or manage his stutter.
Well, scatting is the stutter of music.
Is that what... Do you really feel that way?
I really do feel that way. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry if it's just the way I was raised.
You tell it like it is. And you say what's on your mind. And you say what everyone else is thinking.
Uh-huh. And in this PC culture, it's kind of refreshing, isn't it?
PC culture is the biggest threat to America today.
Yeah. What about Russia?
I mean, that's up there. But honestly, those red cups at Starbucks that don't say Christmas on them.
Oh, usually I like a red cup.
Right?
You know, at some sort of like keg party.
A red Solo cup.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Put my lean in it.
That's a great thing in country songs is modern country songs just name checking things.
Things, yeah. These are things that exist.
Exactly. Here's things we like. I like this, I like that, I like the other thing too. Here's some country people from long ago that I talk about.
Yep.
Yeah. Hint.
By the way, Paul F. Tompkins is here. Hello,
Hi,
Paul.
I'm me.
I am me and I am him.
I like me. My wife likes me.
You both like you.
That's from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, is it?
Very sad scene with John Candy.
Oh, yeah.
Rest in power.
Rest in power. He's pretending his wife's still alive, right?
What about rest in poutine for Canadian people?
Hey, I like it. Rest in Putin.
Rest in Putin. Putin. Remember when
Wouldn't be Putin.
George W. Bush would say
Wouldn't be Putin.
Wouldn't be. Nagada.
Nagada.
That was the thing that came up a lot on tour with me, you, and Lauren was we kept doing Dana Carvey's George Bush.
Why? I don't remember that.
I don't know why.
We were? Nagada.
Yeah, it was a thing that would come up periodically. It wouldn't linger.
Nagada.
But it's Nagada.
It was like not like the Cranberries.
That was they had to. They had to let it.
It was compulsory.
Yeah, it's an Irish thing. It's in their culture.
Nagada. Nagada. So, Paul, it's Monday. We just had Christmas, and of course Hanukkah.
Still going strong.
Still going strong.
We're in the throes of Hanukkah.
We were in the throes of Augie Doggy for a while, and now it's in the throes of Hani Doggy. Hope you're enjoying your Hani Doggy. Yes!
I love kosher honey doggies.
Kosher Hani Doggies.
Oh, every year at this time.
Kosher Hani Doggies.
You gotta be tearing me down.
What, Did
I do for Hanukkah? Well, I'm glad you asked. I, of course, lit the candles. Mm-hmm. I said the prayers.
Yep.
I
what are your
opened
prayers?
Socks and underwear.
Oh, okay.
What are my prayers for Hanukkah?
Yeah.
I hope that things continue to go in a good way for the Jewish people.
That's right. And what way is that?
Up, 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 baby.
Hey.
All the way to the top.
Yep, through the roof.
Chosen people.
Jews through the stratosphere.
Jews through the stratosphere. I like it. Jews through the stratosphere.
Next year in Israel, Jews through the stratosphere. Two great slogans.
It's the natural. I feel like Jews through the stratosphere is the completion of the phrase. Next year in Israel, Jews through the stratosphere.
Jews through the stratosphere.
What New Year's Eve coming up, obviously.
What are you doing New Year's Eve?
Maybe it's much too early in the game, but I don't know. I thought I'd ask you just the same. What are you doing New Year's Eve?
I turn right back around on
Yeah, I don't like to let anyone know my location.
Oh, you're very secretive.
I am not going to be in this country, I'll tell you that much.
Are you worried about murderers?
I am, yeah. I'm mainly worried about manslaughterers. That's why I'm taking along my friend Jessica Fletcher.
I forgot about manslaughter.
It was 8 million years ago that we talked about it.
Really? Oh my God.
Remember when we also taped the Christmas episode
right.
this morning?
Scott and I have spent a calendar day together. Manslaughter, she wrote.
Manslaughter, she wrote. Good stuff. Hey, I got to talk about it because it's a Christmas tradition.
You gotta. Come on, man.
And we flirted with it a couple episodes
Ooh la
ago.
la.
Mr. Microphone.
Yes. The year.
Here was
1985.
1978.
1978?
I looked it up. Let me be on. Okay,
Look it up, Scotty.
I looked it up, Scotty. Can I fill people in on what we're talking about? For the past couple of best ofs, we have strangely hit upon, by mere coincidence, we talked about the Mr. Microphone commercial from the 70s and 80s on two separate occasions for some reason. Mm-hmm. And to me, I have to say one thing that I am very disappointed with in the holidays now, that was one of my favorite cherished traditions, is I would watch the holiday episode of David Letterman, and I would look forward to three things. I would look forward to Jay Thomas coming out and telling the Lone Ranger story.
That's right.
I would look forward to him trying to hit the pizza and meatballs off a Christmas tree with a football. And Darlene Love singing White Christmas.
That's right.
Those are
Christmas, Baby, Please Come Home.
Oh, that's right. So sorry. Those are and I would always love to see whatever art direction they did. I remember one year, the person playing saxophone on the saxophone solo, a big giant throne turned around and he was sitting in it and he got up and danced around. These are the things that I enjoy. When I realized we had somehow inadvertently hit upon our own Christmas tradition merely by chance talking about the Mr. Microphone commercial on two consecutive best of episodes, I realized we had to keep it going. And I realized we had to, and here's what it stems from. There is a phrase in these commercials. Paul, maybe you want to say exactly what it is.
The phrase is, hey, good looking, we'll be back to pick you up later.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'll, sometimes we'll. And I'll tell you why I know that. In previous years, and this comes up, we'll say, hey, good looking, I'll be back to pick you up later. Or, hey, good looking, we'll be back to pick you up later. And that just came up 2 different years, and then we broke down the commercial and our problems with it.
Yeah.
Now, I have not seen this commercial in 30 years. It has just been seared into my brain.
Me too.
And my issue with the Mr. Microphone product is this. I would watch the commercial, and this is what I would imagine, is that I would be in a situation where I would buy a Mr. Microphone, I would find some good-looking women walking down the street listening to their radios, and I would turn on my microphone and take over their radio.
That's right.
And out of their radio, they would hear my voice, and I would say, hey,
your message.
my message. And I'd be on message and on brand by saying, hey, good looking, I'll be back to pick you up later.
Sure.
And I was very disappointed when I got a Mr. Microphone that it does not broadcast to random radio signals. That would be insane.
Yeah.
If you could usurp anyone's radio at any time.
It's not Mr. Pirate Microphone.
No. It's not some sort of Christian Slater pump up the volume situation with pirate radio. No, one had to turn their radio to a specific frequency on the radio dial, normally very, very low, some like 86.9, something that no one would be listening to.
Because there's nothing there.
There's nothing there, and that's why they pick it. It is attuned to that frequency. Instead, pick 102.7 or something like that. Something, Kiss FM, something everyone is listening to. But no, they pick it very low on the frequency. So it only works if you turn your own radio onto this, and it will be broadcast on this. Yeah. And this was my issue. I had been watching this commercial for years and years, and I had...
Because they did use the same commercial for a very long time.
For a very long time. And I had imagined in my mind a situation where I would be throwing my voice like a ventriloquist, a Mr. Microphone ventriloquist, into other people's radios.
Or like a terrifying big brother who controlled all methods of communication.
Sure, certainly.
One of those.
Yes. Now, I've talked about my disappointment with the product 2 years in a row, and it came to my attention through sharp-eared listeners that the
bats
that the commercial does not imply that you would be throwing your voice into another radio.
Yeah.
It implies that you would have your own radio and turn it up so loudly that when you said, "Hey, good looking, I'll be back to pick you up later."
And Steph Curry for
what are you doing? Cody, this is the literally 10th time you have interrupted our show by watching something on the computer while you are supposed to be recording the show.
It's sort of astonishing that you still have a job here.
You're one of our oldest employees. And I love you.
This is your most reliable trait, by the way.
This is something that you do. I cannot fathom it. I cannot fathom. I'm right in the middle of one of our cherished Christmas traditions.
Cody, people look forward to this all year long.
All year long. And here I am in the middle of it.
People have just gotten their families gathered around
the
their
hearth.
laptop.
I'm about to make a mea culpa apology.
This has been a long time coming.
3 years in the making.
Yes.
And now I have to hear about Steph Curry? What do you have to say for yourself?
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. That's a start. That's a start. And it may be, quite honestly, a finish. We'll see in 2017. I do not have the power to fire you.
Full disclosure, no one in this room has power to fire Cody. That would explain a great deal.
But look, one can only control one's own radio, and one hopes that one has a loud enough radio.
As scripture tells us.
That one can turn it up loud enough to broadcast one's own voice to a good-looking woman as one passes by one. And that would be so distracting to them that they would look up.
So distracting.
One would think that they would have their own radios that they're listening to and not hear something like this. Although when you are listening to the radio, one should be attuned to the noises around them, especially if there are cars about.
Yeah, if you're walking around carrying a radio and holding it right up to your ear.
Sure. As pop culture in the 80s and 70s showed us. A lot of people would do this.
A lot of people would do this.
Up to the ear.
It's your responsibility to be alert and aware of your surroundings.
With one ear, listen for car sounds.
So,
and even if you're indoors, look, there are a lot of news stories every year about cars crashing into mini-marts, houses.
Yeah.
I saw Straight Outta Compton, those guys, very first scene, boom, right in the living room. So
now, can you imagine... You're in your living room, you're listening to your radio, you're not paying attention because you think, oh, I'm in my house.
I'm in my house. Of course a car's not going to come crashing
That's
through
when you have to pay attention the most.
Because that's when you least expect it. One ear, always for car sounds.
Always for car sounds. So then what, you're going to let yourself be manslaughtered? And then Jessica Fletcher has to come in on her goddamn bike?
Vehicular manslaughter, she wrote.
Investigate?
Oh, not this Christmas. So look, what happened was...
Here it comes, the big moment everyone's been waiting for.
I got this news. I heard, hey, you're wrong about this commercial, which is seared into your brain. My brain, specifically. I've watched so many times I've watched this commercial, and that was my impression of the Mr. Microphone. I've come to realize that no. When you watch the commercial, I pulled up the actual commercial, and I think this cannot be the version that I watched so many times.
Here's the version that I remember that's seared into my brain.
Okay.
There is a young lady walking down the street. There are 3 guys in a convertible. They have a Mr. Microphone. The one guy says, via his car radio,
right.
Hey, good looking, we'll be back to pick you up later.
Hey, good looking, we'll be back to pick you up later.
Okay, now see, that is the version in my brain too, but the only one, the original, that is online. There are 2 commercials that I found online. The only one that features a car of gentlemen saying that, they never show the women. They never show the women.
You just see these 3 assholes?
You just see these
going,
3
hey,
assholes.
good looking, we'll be back to pick you up later?
Yes. And I thought to myself, can that be possible that we are remembering women, beautiful women walking down the street and then them being a reaction? But maybe.
Here's what's very, I think, a comfort. How progressive that commercial was back then.
To not show
the gender.
the gender.
They didn't show the gender of the person.
Oh,
that
that's
was
true.
the good-looking one.
Maybe you're right.
It could be a man, it could be a woman.
That's true. That is a great.
So
great
it
point.
allowed you to put yourself in, if I may, the driver's seat.
Right.
What if you were that man with the Mr. Microphone? Who's the good-looking person you're seeing?
Who these days it's anything. Is it a table? It's like who knows what people are in love with these days? I don't know.
I don't think they were yelling at a table.
Maybe he's going antiquing. And he's like, hey, good looking. I'll be back to pick you up later.
Like people have put their stuff by the side.
Yeah, it's a
of the
garage
road.
sale.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, I think there has to be a later version of this commercial where you see the women. I think because here, and I
can see it in my mind very clearly.
I can too. But here's another thing that I found out about this year. That there is a theory I have always said ever since I was a young man: the Berenstain Bears.
Yes.
We've talked about this a little. And
I talked about this on my show with someone else.
We may have talked about it on tour, or maybe we did not talk about it.
I don't remember talking about this with you.
Okay, I've read this, but okay. So I've said the Berenstain Bears forever, growing up. I was shocked to find that it is the Bernstein Bears.
Oh, see, I thought it was the Berenstain Bears.
Oh,
the mummy.
Hold on. Let's look it up.
Look it up, Scotty. Look it up.
It is the Berenstain Bears.
Oh,
but
why does that sound familiar?
It's the Berenstain Bears, but I have always thought it was the Berenstein
Bears. Because that's a name that maybe is closer to a name you've heard before.
Yeah. Now, there's a theory online.
Who ends their name in Stain? It's crazy.
There are so many people, apparently, who think it is the Berenstein Bears, spelled Stein, not Ain, which is what it is. There's so many people that think it is the Berenstein Bears that they believe time travelers have gone back in time and changed it to Berenstain Bears.
Why?
And we all still retain our memories.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. But that is what I think may be happening here with the Mr. Microphone. Until and some of you people out there may be able to send us a later version of this commercial. I'll talk about the later version that I did find in a minute. But the version that I saw from 1978 is so old and shitty that it can't be the version that we saw so many times as a kid. Can it?
Why? Why can't it be?
It starts off, it looks so bad. It starts off with 2 just dopes going, hey, what do you got there? Oh, well, Mr. Microphone. Oh, I heard of that. It's so bad.
Here's all I remember is the guys in the car and the ladies who apparently did not exist.
Right.
And the guy with his radio on his shoulder who was walking down the street singing Jingle Bells.
I don't know about Jingle Bells.
There are no attaching wires, so you're free to move around.
There is an African-American gentleman who's like dancing with his ghetto blaster next to his ear. and singing into a microphone at one point.
Yes.
I think there must be a version from 1983 or so that upgraded all of these scenes that we're just not seeing. Anyway, this is a mystery for next year's best ofs. Hopefully some people will do a little research. Now, I was like, this can't be the commercial that I've seen. So I did a little research and I found a version from 1981 or 2, which upgrades the look of the commercial considerably. It looks like a professional commercial again. Right. But the hey good looking, I'll be back to pick you up later, is said by a child on a bike.
Hey, good looking, I'll be back, pick you up later.
Now, I think then that's a reference to the original iconic commercial. And they were having some fun with it.
They're having some fun where they were saying like, oh, even kids can be...
Even kids want to fuck.
And that's what we want to say this Christmas. Even kids want to fuck.
So let them!
Let them, moms!
Let kids fuck each other.
What if it was like 1 year on January 1st, 2017? Every elementary school.
This is a purge scenario?
Yeah, it's not even a purge scenario, but it's like on January 1st, everyone said, look, we know it's New Year's Day. Get your kids in school. I know they traditionally have it off on January 1st.
Right.
Everyone come to the school because we have something important to say. And every single principal of every single elementary school said, guys, we're not going to look down on you guys anymore. In fact, we encourage you, all of you kids fuck each other. All the time.
All of you small children, you are free to be sexually active.
Do whatever you want. There are no rules anymore.
But look, the only rule is it's got to be consensual.
It's got to be consensual, of course. And have fun.
And have fun.
What do you think would happen?
What happened?
And how would they all coordinate?
Would the parents all go along with it?
Yeah, they all.
Well, if all the schools got together and said it's okay.
Anyway, the other weird part about this.
Anyway, yeah.
The other strange part about this second Mr. Microphone commercial is there is a section where it is a group of Hispanic people sitting around, and it says, Señor Microfono es numero uno. And,
What?
Very weird.
And are they then singing a song in Spanish?
They're not. They're like going yay into their own, or they're going. I don't know.
They're just cheering for the Mr. Microphone.
Yeah, for the Mr. Microphone. And then there's another scene where a 12-year-old girl is at her birthday party and she has a stack of presents and she's opened 10 of them and 9 are Mr. Microphones. And she opens another one and goes, another Mr. Microphone! Yay! And everyone cheers.
Another Mr. Microphone. It's fantastic.
I think at that point, the makers of Mr. Microphone were being...
They're stretching the truth a wee little bit.
Come on, guys.
A wee little bit. Come on, guys.
Wow.
Anything? Now, do you have anything to add to the Mr. Microphone mythos?
I was obsessed with it as a child. Never had one.
Never had one, yeah.
I don't even know if I ever saw one in person.
I don't think I had, by the way, the actual legit Ronco Mr. Microphone. I believe I had, my sister, I believe, got a Barbie version. And I was like, oh boy, one of these that I have coveted for so long so I could tell women everywhere that I was going to pick them up later.
So that you'll never know the powers of the real Mr. Microphone.
I don't know what radius it would broadcast to. So much is
probably
unsaid.
Miles.
Probably.
Yeah, I assume. I mean, I'm left to wonder, having never experienced it.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to look up those commercials because I also have not seen them in 30 years.
You'd be shocked at how bad the original one is. It is so shoddily made. There has to be a version from later on in the mid 80s that we watched. I don't know. There has to be. I pray there was.
This is my prayer.
All right. Well, we did it. We talked about it for another year.
There we go. The tradition has been fulfilled.
Yep. It's time to get to our countdown.
Light another candle.
We've been talking over the past couple of episodes here that the early episodes don't get a lot of love. We do the countdown from Thanksgiving to Thanksgiving.
And it's understandable.
And it's the way of life.
It's the way of the Lion King.
People like the more recent things that they've heard because they're more fresh in their mind and they forget about how good the older episodes
You know what,
are.
Scott? This makes me sick because people, this disposable culture where it's like, no,
I want it now. I want it now.
A violent crumble.
Instant gratification. Make me come. Make me come. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about, Paul.
I feel like that took a sharp turn.
But weirdly, this particular countdown, a lot of the early episodes are represented. It's almost like people have been keeping track of those early episodes saying, I got to remember to vote for them.
They took your admonishments to heart. Now, this is all you want out of entertainment, is that the people that provide the entertainment,
That when I scold
they
someone,
scold you and it sticks.
yeah. So this is episode 390 from December 7th of last year.
Whoa.
That's right.
This is the earliest one, right?
This so far is the earliest
to make
episode.
it to the countdown.
To make it to the, I mean, that's right after Thanksgiving, which was the countdown. And I do have to say, this is the earliest episode. So,
all right. So
November 30th fans, sorry. Sorry, Gilly. This is an episode called The Oh Hello Show. Now,
what's this one all about?
what do you think it might be about?
Probably Jason Mantzoukas up to his usual tricks.
No, it's not Jason Mantzoukas. It is our good friend, Eugene Merman from New York.
Oh, sure.
Eugene Merman, every once in a while, he'll come out maybe once a year and he'll do an episode with us. And he came out this year in December and did one episode with us.
Eugene is fun and he's funny. I like being around him.
I like it. I like everything about it.
I like you.
I like you a lot. I love you.
I love you.
So it's Eugene Merman, and it's also Nick Kroll and John Mulaney.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. At the time, they were just about, at the time of the recording, I believe they were just about to go out to New York to do the Oh Hello show off-Broadway.
Yeah, and everyone told them, don't do that.
Don't do that. That'll never
What are you
amount to
talking
anything.
about? Yeah.
And instead, it amounted to everything.
Yeah.
Because they are currently in the middle of a sold-out Broadway run, which is acclaimed and has been extended.
And here's me. I'm wearing a barrel with suspenders.
Is your name JCPenney?
Sure it is.
Do you know that old joke?
No.
Guy or a kid, probably. I don't know. I heard it when I was a kid, so maybe I'm imagining it was
A guy
kid.
or a kid.
Walking down the street, sees someone with a great shirt on, says, "Where'd you get that shirt?" And the person says, "Oh, JCPenney." And then walks down the street, sees a guy with a great pair of pants, goes, "Ooh, I love those pants. Where'd you get them?" He goes, JCPenney. Walking down the street, sees a guy with a pair of shoes. "Hey, where'd you get those shoes?" JCPenney. Sees a guy walking down the street, he's got a barrel with suspenders. "What's going on with you?" He goes, "My name's JCPenney."
People have stolen his clothes.
People have stolen his clothes, you see.
One item at a time.
I submitted
They've
that.
remained in the area.
Would it surprise you, Paul, to learn that I submitted that joke to Reader's Digest, Laughter is the Best Medicine, as a child? You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And I remember doing shit like that when I was a kid and how important it was.
Yes, and I would scour Reader's Digest every year.
To see your name in print in a magazine?
My God, how amazing would that? And now our names are in print and magazine, and we throw them away. And we're like, oh God, another fucking magazine.
It disgusts me.
I need more room in my apartment for cat skeletons. So... Laughter is the Best Medicine, Humor in Uniform.
That's right.
I can't remember what the other ones were.
There were a number
a few,
of them.
and that was all I would read Reader's Digest for, would be those 5 pages of jokes that they would have. Anyway.
One was like, what was it, like Abortion Doctor?
Abortion Doctor? That was not a section in Reader's Digest.
It was jokes that were overheard at an abortion doctor.
No. They were medical jokes.
They were medical jokes. They weren't about abortions.
But they were overheard at abortion clinics?
It was very specifically overheard at an abortion clinic.
Okay, I don't know that you're remembering this right.
I remember they were funny jokes.
But, all right, let's listen to this. This was Nick Kroll and John Mulaney, of course, playing their characters, George and Gil.
Those guys.
They can go for hours. And I'd like them to.
They can go.
What were you guys?
Nothing.
Paul, can I talk to you
I'm
for
happy
1 second?
for them. I'm happy for them.
Paul, I'm grabbing your arm. Can I come on? Can I talk to you for 1 second? Can they go what?
I was going to say a mean thing, and then I restrained myself.
Why would you say a mean thing to them?
Well, I mean, they got that Broadway run, and my play flopped.
What was your play again?
It was called Hamiltons.
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 Hamiltongs.
Yes. And it was about Alexander Hamilton making the perfect salad.
The inventor of the Caesar salad himself,
Yeah.
Alexander Hamilton.
Alexander Hamiltons.
And this came out well after Hamilton.
Oh, so long after. Like it had been an established hit.
Oh, yeah. Everyone knew it.
I'd never heard of it. And I thought the time is right. The time is right.
The time is right for having fun and to dancing in the street. Don't forget the Motor City.
Yeah,
Down in New Orleans.
you've seen that video where they take the music out.
Oh, I was just referencing it yesterday.
It's tremendous.
It's so funny.
It's really
my
whoever
favorite
did
viral
that-
video of all time.
so good.
Other
So
than the
good.
Mr. Microphone video. All right. Comedy Bang Bang back
Yeah,
here.
you startled
Paul.
me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Have you been here this whole time?
Wait, you feel like you've been doing the show alone?
I mean,
I'm not an imaginary person.
you're not Mr. Robot? Are you Mr. Robot?
What if one of us was an imaginary person to the other? How weird would that be?
Aw.
And that when people were listening to these episodes, it was just me rambling for a long time and then taking long breaks for pauses.
I'm the imaginary guy?
In my scenario, but in the opposite scenario,
But wait, what if I am imaginary?
that's true. I mean, you have all of the aspects of an imaginary person.
What does that mean?
You dress like an imaginary person.
That's what I thought.
You have a
meant.
big beard.
I don't want to have this beard.
I know. What do you have the beard for?
This is for a bajillion.
Bajillion dollar properties.
Because the first couple seasons I had a fake beard, which added time to everyone's day.
Yeah.
and
you
was
weren't able to be an hour late.
That's right.
And so you wanted the luxury
That's right.
of blaming Obama for traffic.
Right. That's right. Thanks, Obama. And so I thought, well, I'll just grow a beard. It'll be easier. And it is.
Does it hurt?
But it's so painful. It's so painful because it's growing back into my face.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's no good.
Yeah.
Here's a serious question. Do you have to cut it every day in order to keep it the same length, or do you make the makeup
Not every
people
day.
do that?
No, it's I think I've trimmed it a couple times since I started growing in August. But it's not uncomfortable or anything. I just don't like it.
Are
I don't
you
like
on the
it.
last day of shooting going to shave when they yell? And that is a season wrap on Paul F. Tompkins.
I thought about shaving at the wrap party.
Yeah. Oh, in
About
front of
taking
everyone.
some clippers and yeah.
That'll slow the party down for a good.
You don't think people
Half hour.
love to see shit like that?
That's true.
When somebody gets a haircut, it's the best.
Wait, are you just
That's why
hanging
there's
around
all these
barber
crowds
shops?
around barbershops.
That's
Yeah.
why they have clear windows too.
Yeah. They know what side their bread is buttered on. People love watching other people's hair go away.
Go away. It's not going away. It's going onto the floor.
Oh, I never thought to look down.
Wait, you've never looked down on the floor? It just vanishes from your field of vision?
I just thought it went away.
Okay. Wait a minute. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When people drop money on the ground, do you think it just disappears as well? Are you dropping money on the ground? Have you ever dropped money?
Well, sometimes if I have too much money, I'm like, I got to get rid of this. I'll just send it to the away place. And I just let go of it with my fingers. And
Have
it
you
goes to
ever
the
had
away
a
place.
pet? Have you ever had a pet?
Yeah, sure.
What kind of pet have you had?
Birds.
Okay,
They're in
yeah,
cages, you know.
Yeah, and they're in your.
Yeah,
they're,
I've had all kinds of eye level.
they're right at
pets.
eye level.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember having a cat that would appear and disappear periodically.
All right. I could do this for hours.
And
we have been.
we have it. Come on, we have a good time.
All right,
we have a good time. Hold on, there's more time for this. Yeah.
Ding 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 ding.
Oh, here's a serious entreaty to the audience. If someone could keep track of the sound effects we already have for the sound effects record.
Yes, yeah. What are they?
Well, I know we have water being poured into a glass many times.
Yes.
So we have a number of options to choose from when we finally put the album together of that track.
Right.
That's the only one I can remember
That's
right
the only.
now.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's of course the train and the Doppler effect.
Okay,
Okay, we got that.
that's not the train.
That. What do you mean that?
Are the train and the Doppler effect two separate sound effects?
Well, the Doppler, the train is the sound of the train is experiencing the Doppler effect.
Yes.
One could not literally record the Doppler effect without recording the thing that is experiencing the Doppler effect.
Scott. I understand that. It was your phrasing of we have the train and the Doppler effect. That's what made me think that you have, in your mind,
Have
another
recorded two
track.
things?
There's
No.
a track called the Doppler effect.
This is just combined. This is-
okay. My mistake.
there could be two tracks, one train and one passing train, which
you
would
see that viral video? 2 tracks, 1 train.
What was your entreaty, by the way? It was
Please let us know what tracks we already have
already have.
because we got to fill.
We got to fill 99 tracks, and we got to get to business on this.
Because I would eventually like to put out a sound effects record.
Much like Please Don't Joke About iRobot This Christmas, we need to get this out next year in the stores.
No, we're not going to get it out next year.
We're not going to get the sound effects record out next year?
I don't think we're going to
Do
get
you think that'll be the
99.
last episode that we ever record?
Yes.
Will just be a sound effects record.
Will just be the sound effects record. 99 sound effects in a row. Number 1 with a bullet. No, I think we said number 11 was the glass.
Yeah.
Was the water in the glass.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Anyway, please let us know because we are struggling here.
We got a lot of tracks to put down. I can't even think of that many sounds. How many sounds are
Like I
there?
said, there's birds. That's all I can
water
think
in a
of.
glass, the Doppler effect,
The end.
Princey's Train.
Prince's Train? What?
Princey's Train. I love that movie.
Look, we got to get to our next clip.
We got.
All right, this is your number 3. Number 3. That's right. This is number 3 of the live tracks, and this is the only one you weren't at, Paul. This is live from Comic-Con, July 25th.
Fuck this.
No, Paul, come back.
No, I'm not going to talk.
Come back, Paul, come back.
Do it.
Come back. You just want me to talk about?
Yeah, you got it.
I'm sorry, Paul. I'm sorry you weren't there. You decided to go to New York.
real
You were invited.
It's great.
You were invited. All right.
Enjoy, everybody.
Okay. All right. Okay. This was live from Comic-Con. Every year I try to go down to Comic-Con and do an episode down there. Usually I'm down there for business and pleasure reasons. And a lot of people are down there as well. And this time we had a great group. We have Lauren.
Sounds great.
We have Lauren Lapkus, Jason Mantzoukas, John Gabris, our good old intern Gino, and of course Thomas Middleditch happened to be down there as well. And this sort of acts as a de facto sequel to the Kid Detectives saga because because Thomas and Lauren decided to do the Kid Detectives together.
The best.
If you're gonna talk on mic.
Oh, was I didn't realize I was talking.
You realized you were sarcastically talking, didn't you?
What?
Feel free to chime in. Just do it on mic.
You got it.
Now, listeners will be interested to know that we had a couple of celebs in the audience watching this. We had from the TV show Orphan Black, we had Tatiana Maslany, and we also had Christian Brune. They were in the audience. They happened to be there for Orphan Black, and when they heard the lineup, they said, "We got to get over there." And they came out and watched this episode. So imagine that while you're listening to it.
Hope they had fun.
This is you've picked it as the number 2. Did I say number 3 before? Because it is number 2. This is
Even better. Yeah.
Are you ready to talk again?
Sure.
I'm sorry. You chose not to come.
Yep.
What's wrong? What's really wrong? What's really
Glad
wrong?
everyone liked it so much.
They liked it because it was funny. You thought it was funny. You were laughing harder than anyone while we were listening to it. You were rolling.
Oh, I was looking at something on my phone. Funny.
What were you looking at?
Funny video.
A funny video of what?
A baby and a dog.
What are they doing?
They're having a great time together. Snuggling.
That doesn't sound funny. It sounds heartwarming.
It was funny and heartwarming.
Wait, you were laughing so hard.
That's how I laugh when my heart is warmed.
And can I say you were also laughing anytime anyone said anything funny during the clip?
It's synced up like Dark Side of the Moon and Pink Floyd.
I don't think so. I think
Pink Floyd.
Remember when Dark Side of the Moon and Pink Floyd
synced
synced up
perfectly
and made that record that was so popular? All right, we need to take a break.
We need to.
When we come back, we will have the number 6 episode of the year. This is exciting. We're getting all the way up. And this one, Paul, I think you're going to like a little bit more.
I hope so.
All right, we'll be right back with more Comedy Bang Bang. Oh, we are back. And boy, we are really getting into it here.
Yeah, man, we are.
We're going to crack the top 5 on this episode.
Scott, I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of us, too.
We could have given up. How many times did we want to give up during this process?
How many times, by the way, and we've edited all of them out, but after every sentence, we've checked in and said, do you want to give up?
Yeah. And the response always is, I do, but, we shouldn't.
We shouldn't. We need to keep going.
Yeah.
So let's keep doing that. By the way, do you want to give up?
I do, but we shouldn't.
We should keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to keep going. Let's get to it. This is your episode number 6.
Number 6.
All right, this is episode number 6, and let me give you a date that it occurred. This is September 19. The Cuervo Gold. Now, so let's see if you can guess what episode this is. Okay, September, 3rd week of September, what normally happens?
Do I remember
Doom, doom,
the very third week of September?
Boom, boom. What have we done the past couple of September? Or what happens every year in September? Think of showbiz.
The Showbiz Awards.
Definitely the Showbiz Awards in the field of television.
The Emmy Awards.
That's right, the Emmy Awards. Now, for the past couple of years, there's been a person nominated.
There's been
a person nominated, and everyone from the show
Scott,
comes
shut up. I know exactly what this is.
What are you? What are they?
This is going to be an episode with our friend Tatiana Maslany, Kristen Brun, Mary Holland, and myself.
You nailed it. That's right. Episode 446 on September 19th, Scrounging and Lounging.
Scrounging and Lounging.
That's right. Now, both of those guys have, they film up in the Canada.
Look, they film up in the Canada.
You know, they're not down here all the time, although I do believe Christian is moving down here.
He should.
When the show wraps.
Yeah.
But they film up there in Canada. They're not here every week.
She should too.
You know what I mean? Most of show business here.
They listen to the show.
They do, yeah.
Tatiana.
Can we speak to you for 1 second? Especially like they're probably going to listen because their episode is now in the countdown.
Tatiana, could you see us in your kitchen for a second? Will you take this podcast into your kitchen? Tatiana.
Hey.
What are you doing? Of course you're going to move to LA. What are you talking about?
What's happening right now?
You belong here.
You're living in Toronto the rest of your life? Come on.
It's great, but it's time that you got to leave. You got to leave.
You're always writing to me complaining that you don't get CISO up there.
Yeah.
And making me send you all the episodes to take my wife and bajillion. Just move down here where you can get CISO.
It's CISO all the time down here.
And I know CISO's been promising to be up there in Canada for at least 1 calendar year.
But listen, just between you and me,
They're
lying.
They're lying.
They're lying.
They are liars. The CISO are the biggest liars in show business.
They lie all the time.
Oh, it's disgusting. They're disgusting.
Tatiana, you belong down here.
You belong here.
You're one of us.
You've heard that song? We love it. Century Boulevard.
Yeah, it's about Los Angeles.
We love it.
Did you not know that was about LA?
It's about LA.
It's about LA.
We love it.
We love it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
We'd love it.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? We'd love it.
Come down
weed
here.
every day.
Be an LA person. Get
Be an
high
LA
with
person.
us.
Come get high with us every day.
Scott and I, all we do is get high.
And then we record this show.
And then we record.
We can't do the show without being high.
Listen, it's true. A lot of people say it and we deny it, but we get high.
We get high before every show.
Every show.
And we hope that you get high while you listen to it and before you listen to it.
This is what it could be like. Listen, I know what you're thinking. Oh, am I going to have to hang out with Christian all the time? No. It's a big sprawling city. You'll never
have to see him. Look, the minute that Donnie and Allison wrap their final scene, you never have to lay eyes on that motherfucker ever again.
Yeah. You don't have to go to the rap party because you'll be busy working on another thing.
Yeah, you'll be. Look, they're not going to shift the rap party around your schedule. No.
You're just the lead of the show.
You just leave the show and you're like
18 characters.
You're like, check out the back of my ass, motherfuckers. Yeah. And you're just out the door.
That's right. And they have their little rap party and they're like, oh, what are we going to do now? All our careers are over.
All of our careers are over. Meanwhile, Emmy winner over here, she gets to do whatever the fuck she wants.
Right. You should be down here.
You should be with the Emmy winners like myself.
Yeah. And Emmy nominees like me.
Sure. So look, if you're listening, can we count on you?
We know
you are.
Come on.
You have nothing better to do.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
For yourself. All right. Okay.
All
Let's
right.
get back to the show.
All right. Let's talk to Christian too.
Hey,
Christian.
Christian.
Do you mind not texting us so much.
Yeah, could you listen?
You have that, what is it called? The Hardwick Mysteries? Just stick to that.
You play Constable Johnstable or whatever his name is.
Constable Johnstable.
He's got a trumpet and he solves crimes somehow.
He's got a trumpet. The fucking trumpet, Christian.
Listen.
What's your problem?
How about this? You could start, maybe stay in Canada.
You just stay there.
Bring that Nike swoosh show up there.
I know you got plans to come down here. We have enough actors.
Maybe ease into it. You don't want to jump into the deep end right away.
Put your toe into the water.
Yeah, come on.
You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Good talk.
Good talk.
Great.
All right. We're going to hear this clip. Now, what's interesting, I don't know if this is in the clip itself, but anytime we have someone who is nominated for an Emmy and they tape the episode right before the ceremony, we like to joke about like, oh, what are you going to say when you win? And I'm not going to say that we didn't think Tatiana should win, because I have always said that she should win that award because of just the sheer amount of acting she does. It's not done by tonnage, but it's, she acts way more than any other nominee, male or female.
She literally does. I mean, it's a singular feat.
It's a singular feat.
It's a really amazing thing that she did.
But the Emmys are not really ever fair or just. So in my mind, I was thinking there's no way that, so we were sort of joking around.
You include your win in that.
Yeah, exactly. No, there are a lot of people who would say it is definitely not just. And by the way, wins. So we were joking around about what her speech would be when she won. And
even that we were joking about what her speech was because it was
coming out the day after
the awards. Yeah.
Supposedly she would win.
Yeah.
And motherfucker, if she didn't win that award, I was on my feet cheering. Also, there were not enough chairs at the party I was at.
So you were already on your feet.
I was already on my feet, yeah.
Right.
But I was cheering, and what a great moment, and she deserved it. And I think the only time we will have had an Emmy, a person who just won an Emmy and is on the very next episode of Comedy Bang Bang, because normally if you are nominated, when you come out here, especially from another city, you're in the middle of a whirlwind press tour.
Yes.
And you have to do so much while you're here that the fact that those two guys make time to do the show,
make it a priority,
and made it a priority is fantastic. So let's listen to this. And by the way, I also want to set up in this episode, Mary Holland has probably the best entrance of any Comedy Bang Bang episode ever.
It destroyed me like nothing has in a really long time.
She plays Janice Cramps. Please welcome Janice Cramps. Hello.
Hi, I'm pregnant.
Oh,
congrats.
Hi,
That's
thank
amazing.
You so much.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Well, how many?
I mean, I'm 3 months in.
Wait. So you're pregnant. Did you come here to announce it? What?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about my I wanted to talk about my experience of being pregnant and like just what that's like.
So you're a pregnant woman.
I'm a pregnant woman. I'm 3 months pregnant, and get this.
Yeah.
Get this.
I'm getting it.
Your stomach gets bigger as the baby inside you grows.
Oh, so good. So right.
So just.
Comedy Bang Bang. We're back. Comedy Bang Bang. Power Wheels. Welcome back. Paul F. Tompkins here, and we're cracking the top 5 now.
I'm Paul F. Tompkins. It's just, I feel like if someone downloaded this, they fast forwarded to this point, you say Paul F. Tompkins here, they think you're like broadcaster style.
They would misunderstand. I was saying Paul F. Tompkins here. And referring to
me.
you
I'm
located here, but I am not Paul F. Tompkins, certainly, nor would I ever pretend to be.
Scott Aukerman here.
Look, there are certain situations where maybe I would pretend to be Paul F. Tompkins. Let's say you called me up and you were like, Scott, I can't get home, and Janie is expecting me to make love to her.
Of course. God.
Would you mind? We keep it very dark in the house.
Yes. It's pitch black in there.
Would you mind slipping into the side door?
Like a cave, yeah. Yeah, just slip in the side door.
Go under the covers.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do.
Do what you need to do.
Do what I need you to do. And that would be one of the only reasons to pretend to be.
See, I feel like you get off on talking about this shit.
Yeah, well, at least I don't get off on doing it.
What? Are you accusing me of liking having sex with my wife?
Yes. You dirty pig.
Dirty pig.
All right, let's crack the top 5. This is your number 5.
Number 5.
Okay, this is
Okay.
This is an episode from June 20th. So who knows what's going on? This is episode 429.
620.
An episode called Almost Mandatory. Mm-hmm. And these are two people named Jason Mantzoukas, been on the show many times.
Many times.
And, of course, Thomas Middleditch. This is now his 3rd appearance on the countdown.
Great.
Why are you upset at Thomas Middleditch?
You know, it just seems like there was a time when people really enjoyed my work on the show, and now
let's count how many times you've been on the countdown. You literally
this year,
the one we just played was you. The historic rap.
Great.
That's number 1. Montreal.
Perfect.
Number 2. Love is Thicker Than Water. Number 3.
So good.
Time Bobby 4. Number 4.
Great one.
Sydney. Number 5.
Right. Well, the tour ones don't count because, because I guess they do because there was one that I wasn't on and I made it into the best.
Scrounging and Lounging 6. You've been on the countdown 6 times so far.
Why not 7?
Well, maybe you will be.
Oh, you think?
I think you might be. All right, this is Almost Mandatory, and this was, Jason Mantzoukas and Thomas Middleditch, and Middleditch, whom we all know from Silicon Valley. He is the titular Silicon. He is playing an improvising a character named Edmund Carlisle, a British fellow, and this is all improvised, obviously, and never been on the show before, and this is just all off the top of the head.
Wait, what? The character had never been on the show before.
Never been on the show before, nor since, and this is all just something new. So for those of you who say, don't do so many sequels, don't do... all this stuff that you've always done. This is all brand new.
There you go. So why don't you take this and choke on it?
Seriously. Bitch, Ben.
Choke on it, bitch. Little Jesse Pinkman for you.
Choke on it, bitch.
Listen. God damn.
Mr. White.
Mr. White. Mr. White.
Choke on it, bitch. I felt I had a better grasp on it.
Why wasn't I in the countdown more? No, this guy lost it too.
We both lost it.
It's very elusive.
Yeah.
The Jesse Pinkman, very elusive.
Speaking of the elusive Mr. Pinkman, let's hear him not be in this episode. This is your number 5.
Number 5.
All right, number 5.
How about it?
Good episode.
Wasn't on the show before. Now he's on it. Never will be again.
Who knows? Maybe he will. Who knows? 2017 may be the year of Edmund Carlisle. Who knows? Boy, this is exciting. The number 4 episode of the year coming up.
We're in the home stretch.
We literally are. I mean, we'll really be in the home stretch on our next episode.
Is it stretch or stretch?
You thought it was home stretch?
I thought we're in the home stretch.
There's a band that sings We Are Family. Who do you think they are?
Sly and the Family Stedge?
Sister Stretch?
Oh, Sister Stedge.
Damn, if you had known who sang that. Would have been good.
I forgot. Why did I think it was Sly and the Family Stone?
Look, the difference between Sly and the Family Stone and Sister Sledge is so razor thin.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Daylight wouldn't pass between them.
All right, this is your episode number 4. This is from May 2. And you know what happens at the end of April, beginning of May?
We go on tour.
We did.
Yeah, right.
But before we did, we recorded this episode. This is the 7th anniversary episode.
Oh, my stars and garters. Mm-hmm. As Hank McCoy, the Beast, would say in comic books.
You were on this episode, so are you happy now?
Yeah. That's all it takes, Scott. Not really that hard to figure out.
All right, number 4. A good number.
It is a good number.
Worthy number.
It's in the top 5 numbers.
It definitely
In
is.
my opinion.
Let's count them down.
Number 5.
5. Number 4. 4.
Number 3. 2.
2.
Number 1. 3.
We forgot number 2, which would be number 1. We got confused. We got confused during that bit.
A problem.
All right, we need to wrap it up. We talked about Mr. Microphone. That was my one goal for this episode.
Yes.
Peaked early. What's going on? What's going on with Steph Curry? What's going on with the game that you're watching? Anything happening?
It's no.
No. What do you mean? It's not happening anymore? They called it off due to rain?
What, are they still making fun of his shoes?
They're still playing it, but I'm not trying to watch it.
Go ahead, watch it. Do it. Look, we've been here for the entire day. I'm not even saying don't watch it, Cody. I'm saying don't turn it on in the middle. Don't turn the sound on in the middle of a recording. That's
Just
all.
like, first thing, check the sound level. See, is this going to make noise if I turn this on? And turn it on.
It was like a Russian stream or something, so I didn't know how to
say no more.
Is Steph Curry playing in Russia right now?
No, they just...
Wait, do you think he's behind the DNC hacks?
Oh, my God.
Steph Curry's our man?
Influencing our elections via Russia.
All right.
He's mad because everyone made fun of his shoes.
We got to end it there. Thanks. Bye.